Okay, we need to talk about Star Wars Celebration and everything that was announced. So let's get this out of the way, the small stuff that I really can't cover because I don't have a whole lot to talk about. Star Wars Skeleton Crew, they showed some images of the cast, they introduced the cast. That series is coming soon. It is an adventure through the galaxy, and that's honestly all I really know about it. Attendees at Star Wars Celebration did get to see a teaser of the Acolyte. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm not going to BS you guys. I can barely pronounce my own name. But attendees did get a glimpse of that show. It is currently filming or close to being wrapped. Regardless, we won't see anything for that show for at least another year. Now, the important parts of this video, the things that we can actually talk about and actually discuss. First of all, we got our first trailer for Ahsoka coming this August. Oh my gosh. The teaser was incredible. It was incredible. The lightsaber action, the Rebels characters coming to life with Chopper, Sabine, the tiny tease of Ezra. Still better than I'm not playing Ezra. I think I would have been perfect, but hey, not in my control. And the tease of Thrawn's return. This show is going to emotionally destroy me. It's going to be brilliant. I cannot wait. And I have to tell you, and this is going to tie into really the whole conversation in this video, I do not think Ahsoka is going to have a happy ending whatsoever. I really don't. And I've already been asked, do I need to watch Clone Wars and Rebels? They've said in the past that it's not totally important for you to watch Star Wars Rebels. However, I cannot highly recommend enough that you do watch Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. First of all, Star Wars Clone Wars is one of the best pieces of Star Wars content anyway. So if you haven't watched it and you are a big Star Wars fan, you are depriving yourself. Second, I really do not see a way of you truly understanding everything that's happening in Ahsoka and the stakes of everything if you do not see Rebels. I will be the first to admit that Rebels is not the best piece of Star Wars content out there. It has some great moments. In fact, it has some of the best moments in all of Star Wars. But overall, the show is not that great. But it is incredibly important. So I cannot recommend highly enough that you go watch Star Wars Rebels if you haven't seen it. I do not think Ahsoka will have a happy ending, and I'll get to that in just a moment. 3 more Star Wars movies were announced. The first one will go in chronological order. Star Wars: The Dawn of the Jedi. We are getting a biblical Star Wars film about the very first Jedi, and I cannot wait. That is going to be fresh. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be so cool to see how this iconic franchise begins. I cannot wait. Daddy Dave Filoni is directing his own Star Wars film, finally. Like I said, Clone Wars is one of the best pieces of Star Wars content out there. Thank you, Dave Filoni. Now he's getting a film that's really going to culminate everything that's been happening in the Mandalorian universe. It is going to be that story's climax. It's going to include Star Wars Legends, some of the stuff from Expanded Universe, and it's going to tell the story of an epic battle. I cannot freaking wait. And finally, for all you who I know love the Star Wars sequel trilogy, who love Rey Skywalker, congratulations, we're getting a new Star Wars film set 15 years after Rise of Skywalker, following Rey as she rebuilds the Jedi Order. Just cannot freaking wait to go back, return to that character with a clean slate, and just see how Star Wars progresses from there. Here's some important things that really I want to talk about with all of this. First off, that Dave Filoni film where it's going to be the kind of the climax of the Mandalorian story and those characters. I really do believe that we are getting one more season of The Mandalorian. I would say it's possible that Mandalorian Season 3 could be the last season before that film. However, judging by the fact that we have 2 episodes left and there's not really a big sense of direction and story, I don't really see it ending with Season 3. I do think they need to have a 4th season and then have that film. I think that's going to be the case. I do not anticipate us getting a Mandalorian Season 5. I do not see the Mandalorian story or Ahsoka ending positively. The big overarching question is, how does the First Order come to be? And that's the story that I ultimately think The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka is telling. They're all leading to these events of how the First Order comes to be, and I think today I finally have clarity on what that path is going to be. And it involves all our beloved characters in this little time bubble dying. That's the only way this can happen! We know from The Mandalorian that they wanted Grogu's blood because they want to further progress the cloning process that later we see is how Snoke's created, how Palpatine returns in Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. And to me, in order for them to have gotten there, the High Republic had to have fallen. Obviously, that is the case considering a new rebellion has started. The only way that makes sense to me is if you fully tell that story in the Mandalorian universe and the Ahsoka universe. And that means the Mandalorian has to fall at some point. Grogu, we'll see about Grogu. I don't know if anyone can kill Grogu. But just emotionally, I think that crosses the line a little bit. But, you know, I do think the Mandalorian does have to fall. And I think you start to see that process with the Ahsoka series. To me, I would not be surprised if Ahsoka series ends and Ahsoka dies. By the time we have Rise of Skywalker, we know that Ahsoka is... because her voice appears to Rey through all the Force ghosts. So I do not see Ahsoka being a happy ending. I think Thrawn is the key to the First Order being created. As they even say in the Ahsoka teaser, Thrawn is the heir to the new Empire. So I see Ahsoka, like I said, dying at the end of the Ahsoka series or dying in that great, grand, big, epic battle in Dave Filoni's film that's coming, which actually probably makes more sense. But regardless, Mando, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, Sabine, they all have to fall. And that is the only way forward I see the Star Wars universe. Now, everything I told you in this video, outside of my little rants of what I think is going to happen, is all we know. So that's really all I can go off of at this point. Time will tell. But that's basically a recap of everything that was announced at Star Wars Celebration in Europe, in the UK. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to let me know in the comments how much you love Star Wars, how much you hate Star Wars, anything you have questions about, confused about, whatever. And be sure to like and subscribe. There's a lot of really great Star Wars content coming with Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming out this month. We just have a lot to talk about, and I want you to be here to talk about it with me. So again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to follow Big Screen Bearcon on all social media platforms. I'll see you guys next time.